Welcome back to Real and Gaming World. Today we're taking on one of the most debated topics in comic book history. The characters Marvel and DC clearly copied from each other. Over the decades, these two giants have created some of the most beloved characters in pop culture, but they've also borrowed a little too much inspiration from one another. In this video, we're going to reveal the top 5 characters that Marvel and DC copied from each other, with detailed breakdowns, comparisons, and some surprising facts. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's dive right in. First up, let's take a look at 5 characters Marvel copied from DC. Starting with, at number 5, we have Hawkeye from Marvel, which is clearly copied from DC's Green Arrow. Green Arrow, who made his debut way back in 1941, is DC's legendary archer. Inspired by Robin Hood, Oliver Queen wields an arsenal of trick arrows, like the boxing glove arrow and explosive arrows, to fight crime. He's also known for his billionaire playboy lifestyle, much like Batman. Green Arrow is a founding member of the Justice League and has a rich backstory involving betrayal, loss, and redemption. Now, Marvel's Hawkeye first appeared in 1964 as Clint Barton, a former circus performer turned hero. While Hawkeye began as a villain, he quickly joined the Avengers and became one of Marvel's most popular heroes. Both characters are master archers with their own unique arrows and often take on the role of the lone wolf. While Clint has his own personality, more rebellious and sarcastic, the similarities in their skills and gimmicks are too obvious to ignore. At number 4, we have ManThing from Marvel, which seems to be inspired by DC's Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing debuted in 1971 as Alec Holland, a scientist transformed into a plant-like creature after a tragic lab accident. As a defender of nature and the green, Swamp Thing explores themes of humanity, love, and environmentalism. The character became a cult classic, even inspiring a hit movie in the 1980s. Just 2 months later, Marvel introduced ManThing in 1971. Theodore Salas, a scientist who also undergoes a horrific transformation, becomes the guardian of the nexus of all realities. Known for burning those who feel fear, ManThing serves as a tragic and misunderstood figure. While their lore differs, their appearances, abilities, and roles as protectors of nature are strikingly similar. It's hard not to speculate that Marvel might have drawn some inspiration from Swamp Thing. At number 3, we have Black Cat from Marvel, which closely resembles DC's Catwoman. Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman, first appeared in 1940. She's a cat burglar who walks the line between villain and anti-hero, often targeting Gotham's elite, while sharing a complicated romance with Batman. With her sleek black outfit, whip, and feline agility, Catwoman has become one of the most iconic characters in comics. In 1979, Marvel introduced Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat. A master thief with incredible agility and a knack for trouble, Black Cat is Spider-Man's romantic interest and occasional ally. While Felicia's origin story includes her criminal father and her ability to bring bad luck to enemies, the similarities with Catwoman, especially their flirtatious and morally ambiguous nature, are undeniable. At number 2, we have Thanos from Marvel, who shares striking similarities with DC's Darkseid. Darkseid first appeared in 1970 as a villain created by Jack Kirby during his legendary Fourth World Saga. He is a godlike being obsessed with controlling the universe through the anti-life equation. With his imposing presence, Omega beams, and warlord status, Darkseid is one of DC's most feared villains. In 1973, Marvel introduced Thanos in Iron Man number 55. Thanos, also a cosmic warlord, shares many traits with Darkseid, from his godlike power to his obsession with universal domination. Even Thanos' creator, Jim Starlin, admitted he was inspired by Kirby's Darkseid when designing the Mad Titan. Fun fact, both characters have become iconic in their respective cinematic universes, with Darkseid appearing in Zack Snyder's Justice League and Thanos serving as the main antagonist of the MCU's Infinity Saga. At number 1, we have Quicksilver from Marvel, who bears a resemblance to DC's Flash. The Flash first raced onto the scene in 1940 as Jay Garrick, later becoming the definitive Scarlet Speedster in the form of Barry Allen. With his connection to the Speed Force and lightning-fast reflexes, the Flash is the quintessential speedster in comics. Quicksilver, introduced in 1964, is Marvel's take on a super-speed hero. While his origin ties him to Magneto and Mutantkind, his powers and overall concept are undeniably reminiscent of the Flash. Fun fact, Quicksilver and the Flash have both starred in iconic movie scenes. Flash's slow-motion rescues in the DCEU and Quicksilver's speedster moments in the X-Men films are fan favorites. Now let's flip the script and look at 5 characters that DC clearly copied from Marvel. At number 5, we have Black Spider from DC, which is clearly copied from Marvel's Spider-Man. Spider-Man, created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, debuted in Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962. As Peter Parker, he's the everyman superhero, a teenager bitten by a radioactive spider, gaining superhuman agility, strength, and the iconic ability to shoot webs. Spider-Man's red and blue costume, witty quips, and relatable struggles have made him a household name. Enter DC's Black Spider in Detective Comics number 463, 1976. Black Spider, aka Eric Needham, is a vigilante who fights drug dealers to avenge his father's death. While his motivations are darker, his spider-themed costume, acrobatic fighting style, and urban crime-fighting role bear a striking resemblance to Marvel's web-slinger. At number 4, we have Bumblebee from DC, which is clearly copied from Marvel's Wasp. The Wasp, Janet Van Dyne, was introduced in Tales to Astonish number 44, 1963, as one of Marvel's first female superheroes. A founding member of the Avengers, Wasp could shrink to the size of an insect, grow wings, and fire bioelectric stingers. She was a trailblazer for female superheroes, often leading the Avengers during critical moments. In 1976, DC introduced Bumblebee in Teen Titans number 45. Karen Beecher Duncan, a brilliant scientist, dons a high-tech suit that allows her to shrink, fly, and emit sonic blasts. While Bumblebee has become a significant character in DC's roster, her insect-inspired powers and role as a team member clearly mirror Marvel's Wasp. At number 3, we have Aquaman from DC, which appears to be inspired by Marvel's Namor. Namor the Submariner made his debut in Marvel Comics number 1 in 1939 as one of Marvel's first anti-heroes. Namor is the King of Atlantis, a half-human hybrid with super strength, the ability to breathe underwater, and control over marine life. His temperamental nature and willingness to clash with both heroes and villains make him a fascinating character. 2 years later, DC introduced Aquaman in More Fun Comics number 73, 1941. Arthur Curry shares much of Namor's backstory. A half-human Atlantean king with super strength, the ability to talk to sea creatures, and a mission to protect the oceans. While Aquaman has evolved into a more heroic figure, the similarities to Namor's earlier character design and powers are undeniable. Fun fact, Jason Momoa's portrayal of Aquaman in the DCEU has redefined the character, making him a rugged and relatable hero. In contrast, Namor's cinematic debut in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever showcased a darker, more menacing personality. At number 2, we have Atomic Skull from DC, which seems to be inspired by Marvel's Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, first appeared in Marvel Spotlight number 5, 1972. Cursed to become the spirit of vengeance, Ghost Rider is a demonic anti-hero with a fiery skull, a chain weapon, and a badass motorcycle. His tragic backstory and supernatural powers have made him one of Marvel's most iconic dark heroes. A year later, DC introduced Atomic Skull in Superman 303, 1973. Atomic Skull, a villain with a fiery skull and energy-based powers, bears a striking resemblance to Ghost Rider's visual design. While Atomic Skull's abilities differ, focusing on energy projection, his flaming skull motif and intimidating appearance are hard to overlook as being inspired by Ghost Rider. At number 1, we have Rocket Red from DC, which seems to draw inspiration from Marvel's Iron Man. Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, debuted in Tales of Suspense number 39, 1963, as a genius billionaire who creates a high-tech suit of armor to save his life and fight evil. His sleek armor design, advanced weaponry, and status as a tech-savvy hero have made Iron Man one of Marvel's flagship characters. In 1987, DC introduced Rocket Red in Green Lantern Corps number 208. Created as part of a Soviet super soldier program, Rocket Red wears a powered suit of armor that enhances his strength, allows him to fly, and fires energy blasts. And there you have it, the top 5 characters that Marvel and DC copied from each other. From speedsters and armored heroes to swamp monsters and spider-themed vigilantes, the rivalry between Marvel and DC has shaped the world of comics in unforgettable ways. What do you think? Do you agree with our list? Or did we miss any obvious copies? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Real and Gaming World for more deep dives into your favorite comic book characters, movies, and games. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep gaming, keep reeling, and keep exploring the multiverse of comics.